Hello, everybody. Dave Neal here, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor Nation News, and it's a Tayshia Monday. That's right. Tayshia just gave us a couple Instagram stories we wanted to break down, dissect, scrape the barrel of content as we're here. It's Dave Neal, stand-up comic, host of Bachelor Nation News. Let's get into it. Do me a favor, follow me on Instagram at DNeals. Private membership-only live stream will happen around 10 or 11 a.m. today. Looks like about 10 a.m. today. Pacific time, patreon.com/Dave Neal. We'll get into all of that, but let's first check out what Tayshia had to say. It's actually pretty interesting. I've actually really enjoyed following Tayshia as she sort of transitions away from Bachelor Nation and sort of, this is like after a kid goes to college and then you get to see here are the tools you learn, go out and frolic, right? Now, a lot of people will go, oh, geez, you can't complain with the Bachelor audience. It's very hard to digest someone like an influencer complaining, but we have to understand, like, she's spent the last 4 years, almost 5 years under the Bachelor sort of umbrella with their contracts, what they can say, the scrutiny, this and that, and, you know, that has to wear after a while. I mean, imagine that. That's like getting a degree in being on The Bachelor, 4+ years of this nonsense, and she's finally excited to just make decisions for herself. So she said, I just finally feel like I can call a space my own because I chose it. It wasn't contingent on something and wasn't forced. It was genuinely my choice, and that feels so good. Some might not understand because all my decisions should be my choice, but for the past 4 years, my life hasn't felt purely mine. But that's a conversation for another time, LOL. No, come on, we're bored. It's early April. We don't have any new content for 3 months. Please, dish some tea to us. Tayshia. All right, let's listen to what she had to say.
Good morning. I don't know what it is, but today is like the first day like I really feel like I live in New York City.
I like this tennis ball chic jacket she's got going on.
I don't know how to make that make sense, but it feels really freaking good.
Woo!
Which means it's going to be an amazing day, amazing week.
Let me tell you why, Tayshia. I used to live in New York City, right? It's the spring weather's coming out. The energy, the collective, the vicarious soul of New York City is starting to show some more clavicle, put a sundress on. And those are just the guys working in the financial district, right? So all of New York City collectively gets this high, this euphoric high when the weather gets nice. And metaphorically, the weather's getting nice in Tayshia's life as she's sort of overcoming several months later her broken engagement. And we have to remember, I'm going to go through the timeline of where Tayshia's been in the last 4 years. She was married, divorced, Bachelor Colton season, Bachelor in Paradise, John Paul Jones, Bachelorette, then hosting the show, then hosting the podcast. And then she, it's a lot. It's a lot.
So setting my love, get after it. Let's frickin' go.
Get after it. She says, I've been walking up so grateful. I think she's been waking up so grateful. Happy, at peace since I've been here, and it's been a long time since I've felt that way.
Meet yourself where yourself is at today. If you're kind of like feeling like shit, it's okay.
Be gentle on yourself. Growth ain't linear, honey. Meet yourself where you're at today. All right, that's a great tip for a Monday, folks. Don't feel like because you didn't get off, to a great start, or that you got out of the gates a little stiff this morning, like the whole week is to waste. No, get out there. Be kind to yourself. Pat yourself on the back. Shout out to new subscriber Angel Bridie right there. Thank you so much.
It's okay. Give yourself that time. Give yourself that space. Only for a little, and then let's go. So, just your Monday motivation. Okay, I'm gonna go work now. Talk to y'all later.
There you go, folks. There you have it. Tayshia saying, growth ain't linear, honey. Now, I like to look at this in the quantum theory, and I'm sure I'll have some quantum physicists in the comment section be like, well, technically, Dave, the electrons. But if you guys understand the quantum leap, the idea that things just change, your life just changes, it means growth isn't linear, right? So when an electron is spinning around an atom, it'll shift from one electron level to another, right? It'll jump. And the more they looked at those electrons shifting, they started calling it a quantum leap because they realized that they could never follow the electron from one level to another. The more they looked at it, the electron would disappear and reappear at a higher level. Now, whether that's what a quantum leap actually is, metaphorically, I think that's my second metaphorically of the need to not say metaphorically again. One more time. Metaphorically speaking, that's what a quantum leap is. So we spend all this time and energy getting our new blog together, getting our real estate license, getting all these things, whatever it is we're doing, and you don't see those tangible results. All the while scrolling your Instagram, seeing what other people have going on. Oh, must be nice. They take a photo in front of their stupid home. It's like, yeah, that must be nice. You bought that in Nebraska. Try a high cost of living. You know what I mean? Whatever. So the point being is that we're so hard on ourselves because we compare ourselves on our everyday to somebody else's highlight reel. What we need to understand is that quantum leap wants to happen. We just need to gather so much energy, so much equity in what we're doing. Equity and energy are kind of the same thing, right? And it's potential energy till it's used. And then it's kinetic, baby. Again, I don't know if any of these physics terms make sense, but the point being is that truly take the time and energy to think about what'll make you happy and incorporate that into your life. My fiance and myself, we're doing this all the time. We're trying to think of new ways that we can kind of get out there and be better versions of ourselves, because that's what it all comes down to. Not all that to say that I'm just promoting my new stand-up comedy channel. Because the success of my Bachelor channel, I've had to create a new channel because the Bachelor channel has taken away and drawn focus and algorithms and niches. It's a whole thing. But either way, I just formed this Dave Neal stand-up clips. We have 63 subscribers. Just launched it today. I'm going to be posting at least one clip a day for the next couple of weeks as we get that party going. But let's check back in on Tayshia. I mean, gosh, she has come so far. Everything Bachelorette Tayshia Adams has said about her ex-husband Josh and their divorce. So she only got divorced 4+ years ago, right? I guess 4.5 years ago. The date of separation is 1 year and 6 months from the date of their marriage. They are now agreed and intend to live apart permanently. So she got divorced and then went on Colton Underwood's season. She went on to appear on season 6 of Bachelor in Paradise. She had connections with Derek and John Paul Jones, and then was single by October 2019 when she and Jones called it quits. In August 2020, news broke that Tayshia was taking over for Claire Crowley. Shout out Dale Moss. Claire fell for Dale real hard. Probably regrets that. It's not hard at all to talk about the divorce on The Bachelorette because it's definitely something that I've experienced in the past, and it led me to today. So in the last 5 years, leading up to the Bachelor franchise, the years leading up, she went through a divorce where you can listen to my video I made about that, but Josh Burrell is his name, was on the Reality Steve's podcast and pretty much talked about cheating on Tayshia and kind of like blamed her for it. It was a whole mess, guys. A whole mess. Here's what she said to Colton about the marriage. I actually married my first boyfriend, and I was with him for about 6 years. I guess I could kind of sense we weren't doing very well, and I think that's why I fought so hard, just to try to do as much as I possibly could to save the marriage. So we've learned Tayshia is the type to exhaust all options to save a marriage. Of course, that didn't work out, goes on the show. And then so much drama in the last couple of years. Colton obviously comes out as gay and then writes about her in his memoir, and she says it's all a lie.
Is setting the record straight on Colton Underwood's recent comments about her on his new Netflix series, Coming Out Colton.
Oh, it's on his Netflix series.
On Wednesday's episode of The Bachelor Happy Hour podcast, Tayshia tells co-host Becca Kufrin that Colton lied about wearing sweatpants and a sweatshirt during their fantasy suite night.
Very strange, right? So we have Tayshia, we have entangled in the Tayshia story. We have Colton Underwood coming out, and then we have, of course, Zach Clark. And at the time, I believe she was still with Zach when Colton came out. So anyway, just a lot going on. So here's the end. As it began to be known for Tayshia and Zach, she got hospitalized due to a health scare after the New York City Marathon, which of course she was kind of being pushed along by Zach. And then reports have just been bonkers about what actually happened. We really don't know. We're just speculating. Tayshia and Zach broke up after he became controlling and jealous over her success. Now this was, leaked from a source. You never know who the source is, but whenever this information is leaked, you sort of wonder if it was part of Tayshia's team or a best friend saying, hey, you guys have it all wrong. He was controlling and jealous. Now, we don't know what the case may be. All we know of Zach, an addiction specialist, he kind of does his own thing, and she was running on behalf of his charity. But, she got sick. She had like like a kidney failure or something after that. Pretty brutal stuff. So then they break up, and then we're wondering, are they going to get back together? They're still liking each other's posts. And then the good quote post, finally, I realized that I was never asking for too much. I was just asking the wrong person, and Tayshia liked it. So we're rooting for Tayshia. She's got to find her own, right? So with the previous marriage, I mean, she's what, around 30? She's pretty much spent the last 7 years of her life kind of getting dragged around, and she was with the guy for 6 years before that. So essentially, she hasn't had much of her adult life where she's making her own decisions. And of course, part of that comes with her, finishing up hosting 2 seasons of The Bachelorette. Clearly, some form of contract dispute, some form of her and Caitlyn didn't get labeled as hosts, even though everyone called them hosts. They were considered mentors. They didn't get paid well. So she leaves there, and then she leaves the clickbait podcast. So, that slow disarmament from Bachelor Nation, I think as an audience, we see that as a rejection. Oh, you're too good for us now. And it's like, listen, you got to understand, the Bachelor, the conglomerate, the beast that is Bachelor, the producers, the contracts that they're under, it's not healthy. It's very one-sided. These contestants that go on the show don't get paid. She didn't get paid until she was on Bachelor in Paradise 2 years into the thing, and then she gets paid, pittance. And of course, she got paid a lot to be a host, to be the podcast host, probably more than she got paid to be a mentor on the show. But the point being is that there's a new market out there, and what she does with that will be interesting. Let me know what you guys think. We're going to be talking about this more on the Patreon. So if you want to be a part of the community that kind of puts together all of the news, I record these videos live on the Patreon and then upload them to everyone else. So if you want to be a part of that, go to patreon.com/Dave Neal and check out Dave Neal's stand-up clips. I'll post a link below. Bye, guys.